Yo, what's going on, YouTube? I'm back at it with another video. It's your boy TouchTone, TouchTone the Sound God. And today's video is gonna be quite different. I came up with an idea from an anime that my daughter watches, and she came to me and was like, hey, check this out. And it's called Bunny Girl Does Not Like Senpai or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Bunny Girl Does Not Like Senpai or something like that. Anyways, I heard the soundtrack to it, and it's like the ending song, and I was totally blown away. And I just happened to make a beat out of it, right? And I want to share it with you because I think it came out super dope. It's a fusion of like lo-fi and some hip-hop elements, because y'all know I do the hip-hop. I'm kind of old school when it comes to that. You know, I've been around for a while. I want you guys to check it out, and we'll roll tape on it. And just let me know what you think in the comments below. If you do like this beat, please subscribe, hit that like button. It's just totally different for me. It was a beat that I'm not used to making, first of all, because I'm so used to making beats for like clients or rappers or whatever. This was just a vibe, yo. And I'm talking about, it's a hard vibe too. Without further ado, let's get into it.
語れない眠れないとろい目ないあなたの見てる正体誰も呼べない軽くて不可思議知りたいだけ
Okay, so that's the track, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. I'm super hype about this joint. What I want to do is just basically walk you through the steps of how I did it and why I did it and what conclusion I really came to for this. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the first track to me, it's just the sample, and I'll play for you guys of actually what it is that I played or that I sampled here. So here we go. So as you see, nothing too crazy, but what I did is put my effects on there. So I took off everything. I'll take off everything, and I'll play it for you right now, and you'll hear the difference. Clean, right? So all I did really is I put the Pro Q3 on there, the filter, filtered out some lows, filtered out some highs, kind of gave it a little bit more boxy feel just to kind of control the sound a little bit. And then I put my all-time favorite reverb on there, which was Valhalla Room, the reverb, and I'm only doing about 16% because I actually put it on the track instead of busting it. Most times I do bust it, but in this case I just put it on the track. The second one here is the Valhalla delay, and I just used a hi-fi wobbly ping pong delay. It sounded good to me, and I didn't want to mess with it too much more. And once again, put it on the track, turn the mix knob down, the wet to dry ratio down to 14%. And then this is my little secret weapon. I don't know if it's a secret, but this is what I use, is the RX 950. And what this does, this little guy, man, it's pretty cool because it gives it like this lo-fi sound. So I'll punch it in with it on and then punch it in with it off. Check it out. 語れない眠れないとろい目ないあなたの見てる正体誰も呼べない軽くて不可思議 So did you hear what it did right there? Like, it just took it and made that sound dirty, and that's what I'm actually going for. So when you hit the rest of the track, it sounds like this. So And that's what I did with the samples. So I went through different parts of the song, and I also used Serato sampler. That's probably my favorite sampler, like literally of all time, digitally anyways. I mean, if we're talking about MPs and all that, Ableton has a great sampler anyways. I use their simpler more than anything, but I'll make another video on that. So the next part that I did with the actual song is I went to a piano part, and what I did is I rolled the last half of that sample into the piano part and made it sound like one piece. So check this out. Pretty cool, right? I know. It's dope. Like I said, man, I really enjoyed this beat. The main thing I did different on this sample was I used the RC20, and as you see, I took off the noise, the digital, the space and stuff. I didn't want to like manipulate it too much. I just kind of wanted to make a little bit distorted sound, put some wobble in there, just to give it a little bit more character than what it already has. And that was really it. And the original sample itself, I'll take off everything of it, and you can hear the piano part. It goes like this. I'll solo it. So you hear how the sample's kind of jerking? I did that on purpose. So I brought it in at 80 BPMs and I slowed it down by 1. And Ableton does this thing with the warp function to where it kind of jerks it, and it's kind of cool. Not jerk it. Everyone thought it, not just me. And then really everything else is just kind of straightforward. I built a drum track around it. I mean, I brought some rain effects. I brought some bird effects in there. Just kind of, I like the lo-fi and I like the way it sounds. The snare was very straightforward, very simple. As you see, I still have this in mini form. I didn't quite bounce these yet. For whatever reason, I just haven't yet. I usually bounce everything. So, and when I say bounce everything, in Ableton, it has this cool feature right here. So if you click it and you go to freeze track, you can freeze the track itself. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna freeze everything in place if you were like running low CPU. But as you see with the 7%, I'm not even running close. And then what you can do from that point is called flatten it. So once you flatten it, it turns everything into a waveform. And therefore you are working with waves at that point, which is kind of cool. I'll just keep it. I digress. Actually, I want to show you guys which sample I use, or which snare I use. So I'm gonna undo both of those moves. And this is the sample I use. It's from the Cymatics pack, lo-fi snare, whatever which pack that was. I have so many sample packs, man. I've spent so much money on crap stuff, and it's good, but it sounds like this here. Now, granted, I did stack that with another one from the Cymatics pack too, lo-fi snare too. Man, like Cymatics, if y'all don't know who they are, man, they make some really good stuff. I would definitely check them out. Shout out Cymatics. Holla at your boy. And then I used this drum loop. So what I did was I got creative with the drum loop. Initially, it had drums and had a snare and stuff. I didn't want any of that, but it had this like this percussion sound in the back, and it sounds just like this. I feel like someone's dragging their feet through like a swamp, you know? So that to me was cool, and I just put that in the mix. So dope. And then I used a original hi-hat and bounced that out, but as you see, nothing special there. And then the perk, I used a perk percussion, and I think that was from the same Cymatics pack, if I'm thinking right. Yeah, check it out. It sounded like Minecraft to me, and I was like, ooh, Minecraft. So yeah, did that, and I'm gonna bounce all this stuff out. Once again, the wood percussion here. One cool thing that I did do with the wood percussion is, instead of leaving everything on the same track, kind of letting it be so mundane, I switched to every other note and I brought it down in pitch, like one note in pitch. With that, what you could do is, if you on Ableton on a Mac, if you hold Command and you press over, it nudges it. So you kind of get like this weird little off swing with your sound. So it sounds like this. instead of like this. Move that up. See how boring that is? I mean, it's cool, but it has no flavor to me. So just move that down. It's cool. It's a little nugget. But yeah, and I just kind of did that. Now, one other thing I would probably do is take this sound, go to controls here, and I would pan this guy. I would probably hit the pan maybe like 25%. So you probably won't listen to this part in headphones, but it takes it out of the middle and it widens it up. So it sounds like this. Pretty cool. And that way you don't have to automate it. My laziness has found a way into creativity that actually helped for once. So next sound is just a shaker. And the shaker, once again, I bounced it out. And I'm using the RX90 on most of this stuff because I'm trying to get like a dirty sound, but this is what it sounds like. And I did the same thing, the pitch up, pitch down, I just bounced it. All right, next sound is the bass. So the bass was weird to me because I got it out of Contact and I bounced it because Contact's really heavy and slow. The bass is really, really weird to me because it was a, one of their libraries called Lo-Fi Glow, I think it was, or something like that. And on its own, the bass sounds weird. Very simple. I just kind of followed the chords of the sample there. And this is what it sounds like with it though. That's so crazy. So what I did also is put a bit crusher, that actual library, Lo-Fi Glow, or I think it's something like that. It comes with these different parameters and these different settings, and I used the bit crusher to kind of give it that weird sound so you hear it. Kind of that buzzing sound. Yeah, so. And then I went to the kick, and the kick was once again from that lo-fi pack. I mean, they had some really good sounds in there. One thing I did do is check this out. So Ableton has their compressor glue, their glue compressor or whatever it is. And with just a regular kick, it sounds like this. Not bad, not bad at all. But I wanted to give it just a little bit more meat. So I went to Ableton's glue compressor, turn on the soft compression, and then just manipulate the volume from here. And as you see, I'm not getting a lot of gain reduction, but it does some crazy stuff to the sound. Check it out. Right there's good to me. And then I went with another compressor. What, he's using two compressors in one? Yeah, man, like one thing, throw all the rules out of the window when you're being creative. Now keep in mind, none of this track is mixed by the time you guys hear it. It will be, because it will be on Spotify, and I am gonna put it on YouTube itself. But once again, I did use another compressor, which is the Hertz compressor. Man, this is a secret weapon. So this thing has noise floor, and I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'll turn it up. So when I introduce that into my kicks, and you'll see why, but when I introduce that into my kicks and sidechain it to the whole track, that's gonna peek through. That's gonna peek through at that moment. I'm not hitting it so hard. I was going like -9, something like that. And it's just very subtle, but all the subtleties, once again, if you watch my videos before, you know that I'm a big firm believer in little subtleties add up instead of big moves. I used a preset, I think, on this called Storm or Stam or something like that, and it just sounded good. It sounded good to my ears, and I didn't want to overcomplicate this beat because at the time I was just vibing, and I'm glad I didn't. So it sounds like this in the track. So the kick is really peeking through because what I did is I created a group called BTK. And in this group, that means everything but the kick. I took all the music itself, put it in that group, came to the kick here, and came to the group here and sidechained the kick. So why do I do that? Because it's punchy. So the kick would get lost in the sauce, especially with the bass and everything. And I had everything sidechained to the kick. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically every time the kick hits, the music ducks around the kick. So for instance, I'll get crazy with it just to let you hear it. So to me, that's just kind of regular or whatever, but keep an eye on the gain reduction when I play it again. Sorry, EDM does that. They're famous for it. But I use it in this sense because it's kind of cool, right? Like the kick is there, it's present, it's not too in the way, it's not getting in the way of everything. Everything just kind of flows. And once again, like I said, it's not mixed, but when I do mix it, that's gonna sound really good. So my daughter did send me the text of what the anime is called, and it's called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I don't know, I guess we're gonna watch it. She's watched it, but we're gonna watch it together. But this is where this track is from. I think it's dope. It's a cool little vibe. I just wanted to share it with you guys on how I made it. And that's pretty much it. So one thing I am gonna do is run it through my hardware pieces here. Let me take the camera. So I am gonna run it through the hardware. I will be running it through the preamp there, the SSL, like everything you see there. Like I'm gonna run it through all that stuff and just kind of get it going, man. All right, so that's really gonna be it for me on this one. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to me. Give me a like, man. I really do appreciate that kind of stuff. I'm really trying to get my channel to 1K, and then the ultimate goal is to like get it to 10K. So if there's some videos that you guys want me to do regarding compressors, whatever, I mean, I pretty much have it all. Just let me know in the comments below. Till next time, guys. Peace out.